with your host, Kevin Mack. And here's your host, Kevin Mack.
Today we're talking about Tom Brady, who left the New England Patriots and the Patriot way for greener pastures in Tampa Bay. He went down there and played with young vigor and passion and won another championship in spectacular fashion. We're also talking about Mathew Stafford, who was traded by Detroit. Are they going backward? Today's special guest is Earnest Everett. Let's get right to it. What's going on, Earnest? Thank you for joining us.
What's going on, Kevin Mack? How you doing, man? Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get right to it. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl 55. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
The NFL did a very good job of hyping this up, man. I got to give it to them. Again, you got Brady, who's the old GOAT, who's the oldest player at 43 years old, numerous Super Bowl appearances. Then you have the returning Kansas City Chiefs. It was pretty hyped. It was pretty hyped. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. They were even calling it the GOAT versus the baby GOAT, but
right.
And Brady winning his, what is it?
This was his 10th Super Bowl appearance, but the 7th win. So the guy, man, you got to give it to that guy.
7 NFL championships, one with a new team. First year, Tampa Bay.
That's right. I truly feel that Brady actually coached that team. Brady actually, to me, coached that team.
Yeah, Brady definitely was a real leader on that team, almost doing the Magic Johnson coach on the field type deal.
And he did. He actually did. But I can't give it all to Brady now, even though he aired some out, him and his old buddy. Long as he had Gronkowski with him, that was his target the majority of the times. And they relived their old Patriots deal. But I have to give it to their defense, man. Those guys, and Dominic Sue, Devin White, a few of them, they actually put it on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh,
they
yeah.
Put it on.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, I think I made a mistake earlier, but it was Coach Bruce Arians who let Brady do his thing. Let Brady do his thing.
Isn't it amazing that Dominic Sue was a free agent, and when he found out that Tom Brady was going to Tampa Bay, he decided to sign with Tampa Bay?
Smart move. But that guy, he knew, and Dominic Sue knew one day he was going to get a ring. He's one of the best defensive players I've seen. We had him for a minute. The Lions had him. We had an opportunity, but he knew what type of coaching issues we had here. What type of player issues we had here. So he made his way from Detroit to Miami to Tampa Bay and got it done. He got his ring. Congrats to that guy.
What do you say about some people who are saying that the Tampa Bay Super Bowl was manufactured by the NFL to have Tom Brady back on top?
I think there's a possibility in that. Just like any, and excuse my pun here, great white hope, those stories of old Hollywood where, like the Rocky, you have a new young challenger who's here, and then the old guy who won so much and they believe he can do it again. Sure, that could happen, but I think that, to tell you the truth, this is how football goes at times, especially them being at home. That was a plus, too, them playing in their own stadium. Even though it wasn't a real NFL crowd, it still kind of helped. It kind of helped. So what I say about that is it being manufactured? Not really. Sometimes football can turn to a point where it just all falls into place for a certain team or a certain coach or a certain player. and it's up to them to take it to the max and see if they can do it. And Brady kind of fulfilled that.
Yeah, and he had to go through 3 great quarterbacks to get that ring. I mean, he had to go through Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, those were the 3, and he did it. I mean, again, giving this guy experience, he's telling me, 20 years of playing quarterback, 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 wins. Gotta give it to the guy, man. They proved a fact that it can happen at the age of 43 in the NFL. They're all coming back. Every last player from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is coming back for another season. Everybody. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually somebody's traded or this, that, and the other, but all the players actually coming back. And we're going to see if they can handle this again.
Oh, yeah, so they're trying to do Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier. Let's do it again, huh?
That's right. They're trying to do it again. We'll see if Bruce Arians can handle it. You see if the coaching and the players can do it. Their season, when they started off their season, wasn't a really great season. They end up actually being 11-5 in the regular season. It's just that they pulled up really smart through the end of the season in the playoffs. They didn't lose a game.
Yeah, and the one game I thought they had a chance of losing was the Green Bay game. At the end, Green Bay had a chance to tie the game up. Not saying that they would have done it, but 3rd and long, Aaron Rodgers had so much space and he did not take off. I was surprised at that. And then that led to the 4th down where they didn't go where they did go for the field goal instead of going for the touchdown. And a lot of people put the onus on the coach, which rightfully so. But that 3rd down before the 4th down, Aaron Rodgers did not run to gain yardage. I was just shocked at that.
Yeah, I think that by that point, Aaron Rodgers, who had hustled all the way through that game, I was kind of shocked myself. And I don't know what his decision-making was. He may have thought he can air it out, and then the coach decided that we're not going to air it out before that. So that did cost him the game.
Cost them the game, and it was very anticlimactic. Who's to say that even if they had got the touchdown, what would have happened? Because the game probably would have went into overtime. But still, by them not going for it, it just was very anticlimactic.
Yeah. Well, again, seeing that Aaron Rodgers will be back, I just believe that they have an opportunity, and that's how football goes. You never know the next season how things are going to go. You missed an opportunity, you could gain another one on the next season. Even though you play by the minute, and he should have took that chance, but bad decision making happens in football, bro. It happens. That's
right. So Tom Brady wins his 7th.
He wins his 7th. Again, I can't wait for the season to come up. Hoping that even Detroit can get into the playoffs. You know what I mean? We got a decent quarterback now.
Well, yeah, they switching lanes to the Detroit Lions in the trade. Let's examine that trade.
Okay.
The Lions sent Stafford to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for the Rams' first-round draft picks in 2022, 2023, a third-round pick in 2021, and quarterback Jared Goff to the Rams.
That's right.
Who do you think got the best of that trade?
I think we did. First, I'm going to tell you why I think we did. And I got to give it to Dan Campbell, who's the head coach, and to Brad Holmes, the GM, for that trade, because this guy, he actually went to the Super Bowl. He actually knows how to win in a particular way. So, and he went up against the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, even though they lost. But he was a decent challenge. They lost pretty bad, too. But The guy knows how to win a little bit better to me than Stafford. Now, Stafford may fit in the Rams' little scheme of things, and we'll see because he's an older player. He's the guy who always gets the fastest stats, faster to get to 3,000, fastest for this and that, and his stat about the comeback wins. But, that doesn't set up for good winning for a team all the time. That's just stats and possibilities. But Jared Goff, that guy, he's been there, and he knows what to do, I believe. So I got to give it to him. That was a great trade. Great trade.
Yeah, I think Detroit got the better of that trade for several reasons. Like you said, Stafford. Statford. He got lots of stats, but the biggest stats was W's and L's, and it just didn't transcend. And Stafford is at the end of his career, whereas Goff is just starting out, and like you said, we have him locked up for a long term. Because let's face it, man, Detroit is not really the destination for high profile Super Bowl type quarterbacks, free agents.
I agree, but let me tell you, even he can say after a year that, hey, he can say to his agent, "Well, trade me." Detroit is legendary for losing, and some guys don't want to come here because basically the Fords, and I'm talking Sheila Ford, him too, may not really invest well into the NFL team. They really don't. But here's an opportunity for them to see if this quarterback here can bring some real national attention to the Detroit Lions. Him, we got a couple of other good trades coming in. We got a defensive tackle. And Michael, what is that guy name? I forgot his name, but he's a great defensive end. We got some guys coming in. They're doing some decent stuff. They got rid of Kenny Galladay, which I thought was a mistake. He went to the New York Giants for a $47 million 5-year deal, which was crazy because he's not that great. But I think Detroit, what they're doing now, especially in free agency, is going to work. It's working.
And not to mention those draft picks, that's definitely going to help. Our picks along with those picks.
In long term, sure, you're right. But this year we got a seventh first round pick. So it's going to be interesting to see if they actually go for another quarterback. Because I know they got the backup quarterback from Green Bay, and I forgot guy's name. Sorry about that, but they're doing a decent job, man, trying to make some changes. They're cleaning house. Got rid of our kicker, and now they got one from Green Bay. From Cincinnati. They're making some changes, man. They're making some changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And real quick, as the head coach said, he said, "We don't want turds here," so they're trying to clean the shit out. Okay.
Absolutely. And with our picks combined with the picks that we got from LA, man, we should be able to really, really get some things done.
Well, Kevin, let me tell you, Detroit, we have again a history of getting picks and not doing well with them. So that all comes down to the coaching too.
The coaching.
They look good on paper and draft wise, but when it comes down to the field, this is where the work has to be done.
Absolutely. The work has to be done on the field. But the Lions did a lot of changing of the guard, not only quarterback, but new coaching staff, new general manager. So they're all in this together. They're all learning together. I kind of like the moves that they made, but like you said, on paper, games aren't won on paper. They're won on the field.
They sure are. And, Detroit has a very strong sports base here. We love our sports, Pistons, Red Wings, Tigers. The Detroit Lions have a very strong base, and we've been loyal. I can say I'm one of them. I've been loyal since I was a kid. My father introduced me to them, and we've got nothing but, we had some considerable times here and there. But as far as making it to the Super Bowl, and as far as really having a strong stance in the NFL, we are actually the joke of the NFL, and national-wise, too. So we really got to pull this out. This work has got to be done.
Yeah, a lot of work done on all the fronts. I mean, usually Detroit has one good professional team among the four. The other three may be down. Sometimes two. But right now, I think all the teams are suffering from growing pains.
Yeah. And again, it's going to happen with teams. The Red Wings were on top for a long time. Of course, they labeled Detroit Hockey Town, at the time. But you're going to have these teams where there's going to be a stagnant point. It could take, 5 years. It could take more, and depending on your ownership, who's really going to invest and pay money. The Tigers are the same way right now. For the 5th year, they're looking fair this year, but this is another challenging year. They were on the bottom last year, just like the Lions. So, it's rebuilding time for sports teams. All our teams actually in 2020 kind of suck, but we're going to see what happens this year in 2021.
2021, the year of the rebuild for Detroit professional teams.
That's right. I totally agree.
Detroit traded their 2023 7th-round draft pick for Mr. Michael Brockers.
Right. That's the guy I was speaking of earlier. I forgot his last name. Michael Brockers, who's also from the Rams. Excellent defensive lineman. I think it's a pretty good deal itself. The Rams wanted that 2023 7th-round pick back. So I think we won over on that one too. Michael Brockers is a good player. Again, we'll see how he plays for Detroit. So this is getting interesting. What's really going to be interesting is what we choose during our draft. When it's time for that 2021 draft day, which I think is April 7th, somewhere in that manner, that weekend, it's going to be interesting to see who we pick on this 7th round, or this 7th pick for the 1st round.
Yes, sir. Actually, the NFL draft is from April 29th through May 1st, and I can't wait.
Thanks, Kevin, Mack. I got my dates mixed up, but yes, from that Thursday to that Saturday is one of the greatest days of NFL partying, and the college kids get to enjoy it, the moms. I mean, it's an anticipation day. You're absolutely right. It is April 29th through May 1st. Getting those days mixed up, but I can't wait either, man. I sit back. I wish I was going to Cleveland, Ohio that day, but I sit back and watch that. Those 3 days, I sit back and enjoy watching those college kids get picked by these NFL teams and watching their expressions and their family expressions is really cool.
Making dreams come true.
Making dreams come true, man.
There you go. Thanks a lot, Earnest Everett, for joining me on Eye to Eye.
My pleasure. Kevin Mack, anytime you need me, I'm here. Thanks again.
We'll talk. We out.
Eye to Eye with Kevin Mack.
Subscribe now. Subscribe now. Subscribe now.